Guess I'ma have to turn my hat back. That's that throwback. Know that. Smoking the bottle, ass catching, yeah, the whole pack. Black cat, crazy with my tool in a clap bag. Old school, even JoJo know where I got that. Old back, Gohan versus Bojack. I just need the right motivation, cause y'all so whack. People wanna roll that, try and block. You can catch the blowback. So fat, roll with the impregnable Snow Black.
What's good, everyone? It's your boy Tempest, aka your friendly neighborhood Storm, and I'm back. And I'm pretty sure you've noticed a couple different things. One, I used the Stormwatch introduction, and two, this video might be slightly longer than you're used to. Reason being is because this is going to fall under the Stormwatch format. Stormwatch was for anything that pretty much involved, pop culture, gaming things related to something that is not aka news or advice and things like that. This is more of a review and what's coming up, and as you know, when I did stuff like that, that was definitely Stormwatch. Now, the other thing that is kind of different about this is I'm going to start doing reviews. A couple rules when it comes to these reviews. Rule number one, there are no numerical situations when it comes to this. I feel like, and this is just me personally, but if I give you a number, you're gonna kind of try and hold to this number, and I don't think a number is going to be a 100% accurate representation of what I want to do as far as making sure that you get the best idea of whether or not you want to play this game. Number two, don't try and assign a number to what I'm doing just because there may be a certain number of tiers, because certain tiers I may or may not use unless there's very specific situations, and we'll get into that when we go over the tiers themselves. Number three, you will be getting not just my own opinion, but you'll also be getting my honest assessment of the game as well, which is why I don't want to use specific numbers, because I also implore you to actually try out the game yourself. Very rarely will you ever hear me say, do not try this game, or I will say, play at your own risk. Yes, my review is here for you to understand whether or not you want to try something, but a lot of people put a lot of hard work and time into it, so try and support it if you can. And lastly, probably with the exception of this video, I'll usually give my reading first, and then afterwards I will explain everything, so that way you guys can just kind of fully understand what my feelings on this is. Now we're going to go over the tiers, which is another reason as to why this video is slightly longer. In this case, as I do a weather motif, the more stormy, the better. So the lowest tier is obviously going to be called Clear Skies. You will hardly ever see me use this rating, mainly because I don't normally come across games that I truly feel are just bad. Why is it called Clear Skies? Because nothing's going on. There's no weather. It's just clear. That's kind of why I'm like, yeah, avoid this game at all costs or play at your own risk. You've been warned. The next tier up, that's going to be Rainy Day. That's the one that you're probably going to see me use the most when it comes to games that I just don't feel are all that great, or maybe just games that I personally don't rock with. It may be one or the other, and I will let you know which is which, obviously, because like I said, I'll give you my own personal opinion and my honest assessment. The tier up from that is going to be Severe Weather Warning. I guess you could call it somewhere in an okay type of deal. It's one of those where it's like, you definitely could miss out on it, but at the same time, you might actually enjoy this. The next tier up is going to be one of those like, you might want to play this game, and that is going to be The Perfect Storm. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's going to be that one. And then the other tier, as to which you probably will not see me using a whole lot, for good reason, because there's rarely ever a time where I pick a game and I'm like, oh, this game must be played, the perfect game, blah 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 blah, right? It's not going to happen. I rarely ever say that about anything, and it's going to be called The Day After Tomorrow. Mainly is because if you've ever watched that movie, that is an insanely ridiculous yeah, I really don't need to explain that any further, and if you haven't watched the movie, go watch it. Other than that, that's pretty much what's going to happen, and this is going to be a relatively quick overview of the Foamstars open beta party. So we're kind of just going to jump right into this one. I spent a good amount of time playing the game, and as you saw, whether you were on Twitter or you were watching my YouTube, it is a third-person shooter. A lot of people described it as, we have Splatoon at home, but in all honesty, the game is not Splatoon. There's a lot going on in the game. There's a lot of bright colors. There's a lot of other things going on. First and foremost, the only Splatoon-ish thing that you will find in the game is obviously the foam. What the foam does, yes, it is your ammo, and yes, it is what you use to more freely move around. You're on your opponent's foam, you move even slower. It's not like you move fast as it is. So when you're on your own foam, yes, you will move smoother, much faster motion. You reload like you would in a normal third-person or first-person shooter. You have 2 skills and an ult, and that's kind of the basic gist of it. If you played any kind of shooter, it pretty much operates the same way for the most part. Your goal is to foam up your opponent, and then you slide into them to get your chill, as they call it. If you happen to get foamed up, you have an opportunity to be saved by your teammates, or you can even save your teammates if they get foamed up by sliding into them. So there is no wrong time to slide, to be 100% honest, unless you're trying to get away and you're on your opponent's foam. That's kind of the wrong time. There are 2 modes: Smash the Star, which is the basic mode that most people were playing. You have 7 lives. Once all of your 7 lives are reduced, your team will be randomly designated a superstar. The superstar is pretty much boosted. Think Rock Lee with the 8 gates unlocked. You know, hence my one video where I did the comeback thing. And that's why I used the music. Once that superstar is taken out, the game is over. The other one was, I forgot exactly what it was called. I think it was like Bath Time Survival. That's what it was, Bath Time Survival. And that one, it is quite literally a 2v2 in a smaller arena with 2 assists. So, and it's 3 rounds. So essentially what you need to do is take out your opponents on the inside, but you have 2 people on each team assisting from the outside, and they're trying to help you take out your opponents. If one of your allies gets taken out, you're by yourself, but there is an opportunity if you survive long enough for them to come back. Your ultimate goal is to make sure you take out both opponents before the other one comes back, and you win 2 rounds. That's game. As far as the gameplay is concerned, each character feels very unique. They each have their own purpose. I feel like it's very good to work with teamwork as far as that's concerned. I really like the game, to be 100% honest. And the only thing I had an issue with was the matchmaking, but that's just online in general. I have a feeling because it's a beta, they'll work on it. My honest opinion on the game as it stands, I would say at the moment, the game is on the Perfect Storm level, but it's like just barely there. So if you guys want to try the game when it does come out, you I would suggest playing it. It's a lot of fun. That's just my personal opinion. Great gameplay, and I didn't really get too mad at the game, to be 100% honest. Considering I don't really like those types of games, I'm not really good at shooters, I have terrible depth perception, I definitely enjoyed myself a ton. But that'll be it. Expect more of these in the future, and if you guys want me to try out a game, or you guys want me to review something, or you want me to retroactively review something and get my opinion on it, it's not just games. I do music, I will do anime, TV shows, whatever. Just let me know. As I always say, be safe, take care of each other, press buttons, and catch you on the flip side.